What is up, you guys? Pete DiCarlo here, and today we're going to go over workhorse stock. There are a lot of you within our Discord and even on YouTube and Facebook who are asking me about this company. Maybe you're on the fence and thinking about taking a position in workhorse for the long term, or maybe even a trade, or maybe you actually bought all the way at the top a couple of months ago and you want to know when to average down, or maybe if you should cut your loss entirely. In this video, we're going to go over the fundamentals of the company, the bullish thesis behind most people, go over the potential deal with USPS, as well as some pros, cons, technical analysis, and by the end of this video, I hope that I can help you make a sound decision on if this is a company that you should add to your portfolio. So make sure you hit the like button first, subscribe to this channel, click the little notification bell, because all of those things really helps me and it really helps this channel grow, which therefore I can put more of these videos out. So let's get started. Now, for those of you who do not know what workhorse stock is, or you've just seen it online somewhere or in any of these messaging boards, they're an EV company, but they're not like every other EV company like Nikola, like Tesla, like NIO. The workhorse is going after more of the daily delivery drivers, so USPS, UPS, Amazon, DHL. The big bullish thesis behind this company is that every single year the United States buys 350,000 delivery vehicles, which is, that was an alarming and crazy number to me. I didn't think it was that much, but on average, they cost about $50,000 per vehicle. $50,000 per vehicle, $350,000 a year is $1.8 billion, which is huge because we're gonna look at their balance sheet pretty soon, and that's a pretty good number. But that's also based off of the fact that every single delivery company purchases a workhorse delivery vehicle. But still, those numbers are pretty astounding, and that's really the big bullish thesis behind them at this point, as well as something else that we're going to talk about later on. We do have a small amount of competition in Tesla, but Tesla's really only looking at the semi-deliveries as of right now. You know, the semi-trucks for Walmart and potentially Amazon and the bigger deliveries, but not the day-to-day delivery vehicles. So as of right now, there really is not any competition at this point. They currently now only have 400 trucks out on the road through UPS, but as of right now, everything is seeming to be fine, and they are looking to get this huge potential order for, I believe, don't quote me, it was $6 billion through USPS, but this just keeps getting delayed and delayed and delayed, and this is why the price of the stock really has been extremely volatile. Another thing that they're looking to do is add drones to their delivery system. We've heard companies like Amazon talk about this for a while now, but that is something big that they're trying to do. As well, another cool feature about this company is their smart hubs and just their intellectual property platform. So, you know, when you sit in a Tesla, they have the huge, I guess it would be like your center console, tachometer, whatever thing. Essentially, it's your smart hub, and the cool thing about this is that it can make the delivery driver's life a lot easier. And when you save time, you save money. Something that this intellectual property could do is maybe help save time on routes, maybe actually send a drone somewhere to deliver a package, because when delivery drivers go out, for the most part, they usually have in a city at least 2 people, 1 driver and 1 runner. Imagine if you could just get rid of the runner entirely and just have 1 driver sending out a fleet of smart drones, eventually dropping packages all over the city. I know that seems far-fetched, but technology is moving at a rapid and crazy pace, and this is more of the long-term outlook of what this company could become. The last thing too that not a lot of people are talking about, but I've stated this across a lot of technology companies. You saw one of my videos on Uber and how I think it's gonna have a $350 price target in the future. One of the big things I talk about is data. And what not a lot of people realize is every single time you use Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Amazon, anytime you drive in your Tesla, you use the Uber app, or you're using a truck that, you know, is using the workhorse system, they are collecting data. And data is the most valuable thing that we have right now in our world besides time. So the same way that Uber or Amazon or any of these companies track what you're using the app for, what you're getting delivered, what you're ordering, that's the same thing that workhorse could do. It could actually take the data of what you're ordering, when it's getting delivered, potentially even certain times of the month that you're buying and getting things sent to your house. They could use this data, either 1, sell it off to another company, or 2, use it just to make their products even better. Now, before we look at the pros and the cons, and ultimately if I'm going to be buying the stock as either a trade or a long-term investment, I want to quickly go over the technical analysis of this company, because even if you're planning to invest long term, kind of knowing some key price levels is extremely important, especially when the stock is in a very volatile state. So let's hop over to the trading desk and let's go through that. Taking a look at Workhorse, this is a one-day chart. We can see that obviously this company is not a new IPO. It has been out for a while, but we have seen some insane volatility within the stock. This was a stock that was trading at $1 about 6 months ago, which is insane. And we actually hit highs of $31. And we can see that we had this initial push up here up around June 22nd. We had a pretty sizable pullback and a consolidation right here about to from 7.6 to 7.20. We had a very nice consolidation. We squeezed even more, so you can see down at the very bottom, it's called a TTM squeeze. So you can see the dots down at the bottom right here, squeezing for close to 24 days. We eventually had earnings, which the stock still sat sideways. We got a bigger push. I think this second push was the continuation of the USPS news, and then the thoughts that they were going to be getting it, I think, in the middle of September. So we saw a huge push up. Then we had the news of dilution, that they were going to be offering more shares into the public market. And then as well, we also still have not heard on the USPS deal. So we actually fell 41% from highs. These three lines you can see here is your simple moving average. Now, if you guys want to learn more about reading technical charts, I do have a channel that's more based around that. It's called Traders Helping Traders. I'll put the link below. As well, if you want to really take it to the next level, I do have a private stock market mentorship group. Put the link down below. You can get 90% off your first month. We have over 50 hours of courses and lectures as well. I also go live with them every single morning like this. You get access to all of my trades, what I'm trading, why I'm trading, access to the Discord with me and 300 other students. You can get started for 90% off your first month. That is how that's seriously how much I believe in it. But anyway, these are called simple moving averages. This is your 50, so this is the average price of the past 50 days. This is your 100-day, which acts as a very strong support. You can see that we're approaching it right now. Then we have a 200-day SMA. As of right now, if we draw a price line, you can see right here we have a nice resistance at $20. We have broken through it because you gotta remember, old resistances become new supports, and we have seen that the stock bounced already before at this $20 price level before eventually coming back up, tapping the 50-day and then pulling back. So as of right now at $18, this is a pretty strong support sitting at the 100-day SMA. So if you're looking to get in as a trade, this is not a bad area. And honestly, you'll see at the end of this video, even if you're looking to get in long term, this is not a bad place to start. For me, the best place to be entering a trade on this right now would be around $11. I don't know if we're really going to fall that low, but around this $10 to $11 range, around the 200-day SMA, would be a perfect spot to enter on Workhorse. Now, one thing you do have to realize is that they do have earnings coming up in the beginning of November, and earnings always moves a stock pretty heavily, whether it's to the upside or to the downside. So if you're going to enter into this company, whether it's for a trade or a long-term investment, please remember that earnings will affect the short-term movement of this company. What I'm personally going to do, and you'll see, if I think I'm going to buy this or not, what I'm personally going to do is wait and see if we get a sell-off on earnings, and then I'd be looking to enter. But the key levels for you to watch is $18 where we're at right now, the $20 support if we can get back above and reclaim, and ultimately that $10.50 to $11 range. That is where you really should be looking at. And now let's actually go over the pros and the cons that I've written out, and let's see if I'd actually buy this thing. All right, so now that we've gone through the technicals, I want to just clear-cut break down major pros and major cons. And there are a lot more cons as of right now that we haven't really touched on yet. So let's get started with that. The first con to this stock is that they just continue to dilute the shares. For those of you who do not know what share dilution is, essentially think that if a company started with 100 shares and each share was worth $1, and they decided that instead they wanted to raise money, because you have to realize when a company puts shares out on the public market, they don't put all of the shares out on the market. They might put 1%, 5%, 10%, I think even up to 20% sometimes. So let's say there's 100 shares on the market, they're worth $1 a piece, or all of the free shares on the market are worth $100. let's say that I wanted to raise $100. What I could do is actually offer shares that I, the owner, or that the company actually owns, and put them on the public market. Now there are another 100 shares out on the market, which therefore dilutes what shares you have. This company has not only done that once, but I think right now they're up to almost 3 or 4 times, and most recently they actually did another share dilution. This does not make shareholders happy because really it just kind of devalues what shares you already own. We do see in the short term usually a sell-off within the stock when these types of things happen. The other con is that the poor balance sheet, the fundamentals financially of this company are absolutely terrible. I will put them up on the screen right now. However, a lot of great companies in the past have not fundamentally, from a financial standpoint, looked really good, and they've gone on to do amazing things, Tesla being one of them. Now, the third con that I really see is the EV hype has really overvalued a lot of these companies. You know, a lot of people were against the whole EV Tesla thing like 3-4 years ago, and we saw short sellers really killing the stock. But since then, Tesla has just been going up and up and up, and all the people who missed the Tesla boat are trying to find the next Tesla, which that usually never ends up well when you're trying to find the next, the next Tesla, the next Amazon, the next Google. But in this case, we have seen companies like NIO, Nikola, that entire debacle, and now Workhorse get a lot of attention, get a lot of Robinhood and retail traders behind it, which therefore, in my opinion, has drove up the price of the stock and made most of them overvalued. So you're really at this point, and we're gonna get down into the price targets that I would start buying at, but at this point, you are not getting anywhere near a deal, in my opinion, as of right now. The fourth thing is that there's still no answer on the USPS potential, partnership or deal. USPS had said that they were looking to spend, I believe, $6 billion, which would be huge on this balance sheet for this company. But I believe it was $6 billion. If I'm wrong, comment down below. In purchasing these vehicles over the next couple of years. It was seen that Workhorse was going to be the company to get that deal done back in March. Then they delayed it to July. I think they delayed it to September, and still now we have no clue. So it's one of those things where, like, if you were to purchase this today and this deal went through, you'd be getting a decent deal on Workhorse at its current price. However, if you purchased it now and there was no deal, you are overpaying. And that's why we're seeing so much volatility in the stock right now, on top of recent dilutions. Now, the fifth and final thing that not a lot of people are talking about is capacity issues. Look at what Tesla had to go through in order to build these gigafactories. Even before the gigafactories, when there was a ton of demand, look at the quality control problems that Tesla had. Look at even just the problems of getting them out of the factory fast enough. This is a problem that I think Workhorse is going to have. I truthfully have not looked too far into their manufacturing and could they actually handle the capacity to do this if they got this deal. But this is something to think about because it takes a lot of time to build these infrastructures to push out vehicles, especially delivery vehicles, at the pace that they would like to. Now let's go over the pros, and we've kind of already touched on them already. Pro number one is that they're a revolutionary company. EVs are fairly new. The idea of everything being electrical is fairly new, and nobody is really going after these daily delivery companies. So they're sort of a pioneer in what they're doing, and if they can do it correctly, this could be a gigantic company. The second thing is there's pretty much slim competition. We went over this. The only one who's really looking at deliveries besides them is Tesla, and they're really only looking at semi-trucks. The third thing is that the potential for sales is huge. We went over that quick little $50,000 per vehicle, $350,000 per year. That is a huge number. This company, like I said before, could be something really big in the future. And the last thing we spoke a little bit about is data. Data is one of the most valuable things next to time right now in our current economy. And so the more data that they can collect, the better the company can be, and they can even sell it off to other companies or potentially even partner with another company in the future. Who knows? But the main question, the reason that you're probably here, and I'm sorry for keeping you here this long before giving you the straight up answer, will I be buying? No. Not right now. I mean, I like the company. I like the idea of what the company can be. I really don't care that the financials are not all there, but to me, I would need this company around $10 to $11. That is where I think it is fairly valued, actually undervalued. I'd say a fair valuation with the deal being done is probably about $16, which we're sort of near today, on October, I think today's the 25th. But overall, if I were to get in it, and I'm stingy, I'm very stingy, guys, so remember that. If I were to get in it, I'd need it at like $10.50, maybe $11. But if I wanted, if I really liked this company, if I really truly resonated with this company and I wanted to get in, I think $16.50 is a fair, a little aggressive, but fair value of this company. So I hope that this video helped. Whether you're gonna buy or not because of me, obviously don't do that. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just for YouTube. But I hope that we went over some things today that could actually help you think about your potential investment and if this is something that you want to be a part of. So thank you so much, guys. Comment down below. What do you think about Workhorse? Do you think they're gonna get the deal? Do you think that it's gonna be something that you're gonna purchase? I love to hear from you guys. It really helps this channel grow, and it really helps me continue to put out videos that you guys are gonna watch. So thank you so much. Until next time, peace.